Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to UNC Charlotte's group tour. We are so excited to be with you tonight and present to you on all the great things about UNC Charlotte. If you all have any questions, please note that we cannot see or hear you. But as we go along, you are free to post any questions that you might have in the Q&A box that's found by toggling at the bottom of your screen. So we'll get started and give everyone just a few moments to get into the room today. But again, thank you so much for being here. And Miss Ellis, I made you a co-host, so in case you wanted to come on the screen and say anything to the students, you're able to. And please just let me know if I need to promote anyone else. All right, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being here with us this evening. My name is Kimberly McCullough, and I serve as the Assistant Director for Diversity and Access within the Office of Undergraduate Admissions at UNC Charlotte. That is a fancy title, simply to say that I work primarily with our underserved student populations, those who come from multicultural backgrounds, low income, rural, or who are first generation college students, so the first in their families to obtain a 4-year degree. I'm excited to talk to you all today, just mostly about the resources that are available at UNC Charlotte, and also what your next steps would look like as a potential future 49er with us. We also have some of our awesome student leaders who are called Niner Guides on campus. So they'll be able to speak more about their experiences as a student, as well as take you through a virtual campus tour. So before we get started, I do want to go ahead and bring on all of our guides to just quickly introduce themselves, and then we'll get started with our information session.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tassan Dover. I'm currently a senior at UC Charlotte, and I'm majoring in psychology.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kayla. I'm a senior health systems management and public health double major, and I'm from Irmo, South Carolina.
All right. Thank you all so much. So we're so excited to hear from Tassan and Kayla, and Abby is also out there. So please feel free, once again, if you have any questions for us as we go along, you can type those in the Q&A feature that's found by toggling at the bottom of your screen. But I will go ahead and get started with tonight's presentation. So once again, to all my Black Achievers out there, thank you so much for being here, and welcome to Niner Nation. When we start these presentations, we usually like to tell students and families and parents and teachers just a little bit more about who we are as a university. So at UNC Charlotte, we are known as North Carolina's Urban Research University. And what exactly does that mean to you all as prospective students? It means that we are able to allow our undergraduate students to engage in graduate level research during their time with us. So no matter what your major is, if you're interested in studying a particular topic or field a little bit more in depth, we are able to connect you with faculty members who have research experience in those areas. In addition, we're known as the state's fastest growing university. So in the past 7 years, we built 22 new buildings on campus, all of which are with our students in mind. We recently just opened our new student recreation center. It's 148,000 square feet of workout space. There's cooking demonstration kitchens, an indoor and outdoor pool. So a lot of cool amenities that are put in place for our students on campus to have that more enhanced social experience. Now, another thing that makes us unique as a university is the addition of our light rail. So for those who aren't familiar, the light rail is essentially an above ground subway system. So this is free for all of our students. All you have to do is flash your 9 ID card and you are on. So the light rail does go through popular neighborhoods in Charlotte, like Noda and Plaza Midwood, which are the arts districts. And it will also take our students into what's called Uptown. So in Charlotte, we call our downtown Uptown because it sits up on a hill in the city. This is a great way for our students to get to those internships and jobs that they have outside of class. In addition, if you just want to simply explore the city a little bit more in depth, you are able to do that. So the light rail does stop on our campus 107 times a day, so you can't miss it. But I think the thing that makes us the most unique as a university is our student body themselves. So at UNC Charlotte, we are the second largest public institution in the state of North Carolina with just over 30,000 students on campus. So that sounds like a lot, but I'm going to break down those numbers for you all in just a little bit. But I do believe the university does a great job of making students still feel that small college feel. If you all have ever visited campus, you'll notice that it's very residential. There's not any major roads or highways that cut through the campus. So our students really do have that sense of community and belonging, especially with the clubs and organizations that are represented on campus. But I mentioned that I was going to break down that 30,000 number because it sounds like a lot. But again, really emphasizing the diversity that's available at UNC Charlotte. As one of the most diverse public colleges in the state of North Carolina, we do have students that hail from over 87 countries and 49 states. The only state that is not represented is Utah. I just recently found that out. And about 40% of our students identify as coming from an underrepresented population. So as I mentioned earlier, this includes low-income students, those from rural areas, those of a multicultural background, as well as first-generation college students. Now, I like to highlight that for students because not only are you able to learn from your professors on campus, but also from your peers because they bring that diverse perspective to the campus as a whole to really allow you to gain a better perspective on the world around you. Now, next, we'll talk briefly about the academic colleges that we have here at UNC Charlotte. So at UNC Charlotte, we do have 171 majors that students can choose from, which is a lot. And we break those up into groupings called academic colleges. So on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see just various academic colleges that house our different majors. So it can range from anything from communications to criminal justice, dance, music, and theater, arts and architecture. We also have business programs, including business analytics, which is a really cool way to take a managerial approach to the IT world. We have our Cato College of Education for those who are interested in being future educators. We do have an early childhood and family development major that's pretty popular for our students. Also, if you're interested in computer science, we do have Bachelor's of Science and Bachelor's of Arts options for students. So if you're interested in AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, gaming, and design, we do have those offerings for you. One of our most popular and competitive majors is nursing on campus, which is a hot ticket item for a lot of students who are coming to college. So we do have the nursing program for students in addition to public health, exercise science, health systems management, as well as a host of engineering programs. So if you're interested in mechanical, electrical, systems, civil engineering, we do have all of those offerings for you. Now, I do want to highlight for you all in terms of a major perspective, if any of you all are interested in business, nursing, computer science, or engineering, please note that those are our competitive majors at the university. And when I say competitive, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's harder to get into, but there are additional academic criteria that a student must meet in order to be admissible into that program. But either way, we do assess students' applications for admissibility into both the university and your major. So if you are admissible into UNC Charlotte, but right now you're not competitive for business, for example, we will still admit you as an undecided student, and you'll work with an academic advisor to get you on track to declare that major. And if you are completely undecided, which is perfectly fine, it's definitely understandable with all of the majors that we offer. We have a really cool program called University College that allows students to be paired up with an advisor who will help them take different career aptitude tests and assessments to really get you on your way to understanding what your interests are so that you can declare that major your sophomore year. But moving on, again, I mentioned that although we are a large university, we do have that small college feel. And one of the ways that we ensure that for our students is through our small class sizes. So at UNC Charlotte, our average class size is around 35 students, which is phenomenal, being the second largest university in North Carolina. And we also have a 19-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which pretty much means for every 19 students that there are on campus, there is one faculty member who's available to teach them. So this is a wonderful way for you all to feel more comfortable in the classrooms, to ask questions, form study groups, and really have a better understanding of the material that you're learning in the classroom. So another way that we like for students to really apply the knowledge that they're learning in the classroom is through experiential education. So for those who aren't aware, experiential education is simply a way for you to apply the knowledge that you're learning in the classroom into a real world setting. So this can be in the form of internships, study abroad, or co-ops, which are pretty much extended semester-long internships. But on the screen here, you'll see just a few of the companies that our students have gone on to either work for or intern for during their time with us. Being in Charlotte, we are very fortunate since Charlotte is the second leading banking city in the United States. So we are home to 7 Fortune 500 companies who have headquarters and over 300 that have a presence in the city. So our students love being able to have that connection to the city at large, but still having that residential and home feeling right here on campus. So next, I really want to highlight for you all our student resources and support services on campus. I think it's important to highlight that college is a transition in every sense of the word. So you do want to make sure that you're supported at every single level, whether that's academically, socially, emotionally. So on the screen here, you'll see just a few of the support services that we offer for students. I will highlight a few for you, being UTOP, our University Transition Opportunities Program. Highly recommend this program for students who are interested in getting a head start on their college classes, but also who are interested in having that small, close-knit cohort setting before you actually get to campus and start during your fall semester. I did a similar program when I was going off to college, and it really taught me the value of time management skills, which is something that you don't really learn until it just hits you. So highly recommend taking advantage of a summer bridge program, and specifically UTOP at UNC Charlotte. We also have our SAFE program, Student Advising for Freshman Excellence. So if at any point in time you're interested in being paired up with a mentor and want to learn just the ropes about the university and some of the hot spots that are on campus, that is a great program to engage in. We have our University Career Center. If you ever need help building your resume or doing some mock interviews before that big internship interview, that is the office that you definitely want to make sure that you're reaching out to. And lastly, I'll highlight our Office of Identity, Equity, and Engagement. This is a wonderful office and department on our campus that allows our students to have safe zone trainings and really just learn more about the nuances that affect our generation today. So again, highly recommend that you all do more research into the support services that are available for you on campus. But that is one of the most important pieces when you go off to college, is just making sure that you're supported in every sense of your transition. So we talked all about the university. Next, I want to go into the process of what it takes to become a 49er with us. Now, it looks like that we have a mix of juniors and seniors in the room. So please note that I'll delegate which information is going to be pertinent to our seniors and then our juniors. But to start off, we definitely want to make sure that you all are on track per North Carolina standards to graduate with the minimum course requirements. So in order to be admissible into UNC Charlotte, students must have 4 units of math and English, 3 units of science, 2 units of a social science, and 2 units of the same foreign language. So you cannot take Spanish 1 and French 1 and that satisfy the requirement. They must be consecutive. Spanish 1, Spanish 2, German 1, German 2, American Sign Language 1 and 2, etc. But please note what it says at the bottom of the screen. Take more. We like to see when students are challenging themselves. So if you know you're not necessarily the best in English, maybe consider taking an honors or AP math or science. That way we know that you are definitely getting out there and making sure that you're challenging yourself in the best way possible. Now, for those who are interested in our engineering program, again, definitely want to make that you have at least pre-calculus as your highest math. That's an important part of the curriculum at UNC Charlotte through our engineering program, is that you have that math competency. All right, so we get the question all the time, what do I need to have in order to be admitted as a student? Now, we don't have set minimums or averages that you must have, but this will give you all a good indication of what a competitive application looks like. So that's a 3.7 to 4.3 weighted GPA, and a 3.3 to 3.8 unweighted GPA. Now, for my seniors who are in the room today, you all can ignore the SAT and ACT averages that are posted on the screen. Those have been waived for our 2021 application cycle. For my juniors in the room, we understand that in this climate right now, it's very hard to get in for an SAT or ACT. So I wouldn't stress about registering for one right away. We'll definitely have that conversation with you all when the time comes for you to apply your senior year. Now, I don't want these numbers to scare you at all. Please note that this is the middle 50% range of our freshman class who was admitted last year. So we have admitted students that fall 25% above and below these averages. So definitely recommend that if you are interested in UNC Charlotte and maybe you don't quite meet those middle 50% ranges, there are still opportunities for you to become a 49er with us. Now, if any of you all are interested in any of our competitive majors, again, those are business, nursing, computer science, or engineering, you do want to strive to be on the mid to upper ends of these middle 50% ranges. All right, so for my seniors in the room, this is going to be the most important information for you. For juniors, this information may change by the time that you go to apply, but we did waive the SAT and ACT requirement for the 2021 application cycle. So now the required materials are the online application itself, the application fee or fee waiver, and you would ask your guidance counselor if you qualify for a fee waiver, the official transcript, as well as an essay. So there's about 7 Common App essay prompts that students can choose from. So that's something that can be found on our website if you are interested in applying. Now, optional are the SAT, ACT scores, recommendation letters, and personal statements. I always say if you feel like you're right on the cusp of those middle 50% averages, or if you feel that you need to explain a certain grade or academic year that you had, feel free to write to us in the form of a personal statement or submit those recommendation letters. And we definitely read everything that comes in with your application under your file. Now, in terms of deadlines, this is very important for all of my seniors in the room, as well as my juniors, because this information really hasn't changed much. But we do have 2 different deadlines at UNC Charlotte. One is early action, and the other is regular decision. Both are non-binding, meaning you are not required to enroll with us if you are admitted during either of these cycles. However, for those who are, once again, just below those competitive ranges that I mentioned earlier, you definitely want to make sure that you apply for our early action. Now, obviously, November 1 has already passed. So for my seniors in the room, the next decision deadline would be our February 1 application deadline. So within 2 weeks of November 1 or February 1, students must turn in their application fee or fee waiver, the official transcript, as well as the essay. So the applications will be due by November 1 and February 1, respectively. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to drop those in the chat. So I do want to highlight for you all just a few alternate ways that you all can be admitted as a student at UNC Charlotte. Many students right now in this day and age are taking college courses early during their high school career, which is awesome. So a lot of students will ask, well, do I apply as a transfer student or as a freshman student? So you all will still apply as a first year. And what we'll need from you is just to send us your college transcripts that details the courses that you've taken, and we'll credit those to your curriculums accordingly. So you'll still apply as a freshman and be eligible for all those first year scholarships as an early college student. Now, for those who feel like their application is not quite competitive or you're not ready to transition into the 4-year setting right away, there is a transfer admissions requirement that I like to highlight for students. All you have to have is 24 hours of transferable credit, which is usually about a year at a college or a community college. Have a minimum of a 2.0 cumulative GPA that says C average in all of your classes. And we won't even look at high school performance at that point. So this is a great option for those students who are interested in saving up a little bit of money before you transition into the 4-year setting, and for those who just need a little bit more time to adjust to that college setting. So another thing we like to highlight for students are the tuition and fees. We love talking about money. So for my in-state students, we do not have one bit sticker price at UNC Charlotte because we don't require our first years to stay on campus. I still highly recommend that you all take advantage of that opportunity because it's a great way to meet other students and just have that full college experience. But for those who are in-state and are interested in living on campus, you must take a meal plan your first year. So the total would be around $18,000 per year, and for my out-of-state, about $33,000. Now, obviously, no one has all of that money in their pockets, so there's many ways to offset the cost of tuition and fees. One of those is through what's called the Fafsa, the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. This is a government-based document that will allow the government to see, based off household income and a few other factors, what they'll give you in the form of grants, loans, and work study. Grants and work study is free money. You don't have to pay that back, and loans will eventually have to be repaid. So for my seniors in the room, I hope that you all have already filled out this document because the earlier, the better. Now, we also have what's called our Niner Scholars Portal, at UNC Charlotte. So by visiting scholarships.uncc.edu, you all will be able to create a profile and get matched with any university-based scholarships that you're eligible for. Now, please note, it's important that you all are applying for any and all outside scholarships. State Employees Credit Union has a scholarship, Burger King, Coca-Cola, any nonprofit organization, churches, and local community organizations will usually offer scholarships for students who are going off to college, and this is free money. So you definitely want to make sure that you're applying for any and all that you come across. So I would get with your guidance counselors to see a full exhaustive list of scholarships that are available in your areas. Now, the last thing that I want to highlight for you all is just getting involved on campus. It's very important that as a student, you really have that enhanced social experience once you get to campus. And sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming stepping on a college campus for the first time and trying to figure out where you fit in. But at UNC Charlotte, we do have over 400 student clubs and organizations. So there's plenty of different interests that's range from Greek life, student government, Habitat for Humanity. We also have 18 Division I sports teams. So the games are always very lively with our students, as well as 70 study abroad locations. So the key is just to get out there and get involved and learn more about what your interests are. And this, again, it's a great way to meet other students who are like-minded and do share those same values that you do. Now, of those 400 student clubs and organizations, about 100 of those are multicultural organizations on our campus. So the cool thing about our multicultural orgs is that you don't have to identify with the specific culture or ethnicity in order to be a part of these organizations. And that's great because it really allows our students to learn more about different cultures and identities and really share in that aspect. So again, if you are interested in any of these clubs or organizations and want to learn more, Niner Engage or studentorgs.uncc.edu is a great website to look for. So I want to thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. That is actually the end of my presentation. I see that we have a few questions that are in the chat, but what I want to do for the sake of time is go ahead and turn it over to our Niner guides who will give you a more in-depth perspective of the student experience as well as a virtual campus tour. If you all have any follow-up questions after this evening, please feel free to email us at admissions@uncc.edu. And that's a great way that we can stay connected as well. All right, so I will go ahead, hey Tassan, and bring on Tassan and Kayla, and we will get started with our campus tour.
Well, hello again, everyone. We will go ahead and I will go ahead and say my name again. My name is Tassan Dover. I'm currently a senior at UNC Charlotte, and I'm majoring in psychology, and I'm from a small town called Forest City. Kayla, you were on mute. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Kayla again. I'm a senior health systems management and public health double major from Irmo, South Carolina, and I'm so excited to get started with our tour for today. So before we begin, we're just going to do a brief overview of campus. Uh-oh, I zoomed out way too much. Okay, let me fix that. Okay. So this is what our campus looks like as a whole. I'm going to hit this layer button and I'm going to show you just some of the different sections of our campus. So these white buildings over here, let me cut this. Okay, so I just hit this white button over here to show you kind of what sections of housing we have. So as you can see, there's housing over here, there's housing over here. This is South Village, and this is North Village, and then there's Greek Village and East Village over here. I'm going to hit another button and it's going to show you some of our academic buildings. As you can see, all of our academic buildings are kind of in the same place, except for the other outliers out here, which are our engineering buildings. And then we also have athletics and recreation, which you can see there's a ton of space for athletics and recreation as well. And then we do have several dining services that are available too. All right, so now we're going to get started with our tour for today. So our first stop is going to be the main entrance of campus. There we go. Our first stop is the main entrance of campus. This is what it would look like if you were to come here for the first time, enter in through the very front gate of our campus. This building right here is the Gage Welcome Center, which is where the Niner guides are and where we do most of our tours or start off our tours. The admissions space is also in here as well. So whenever you would come to visit, that's the first building you would come to see. And then this building right here next to it is Levine Hall. Levine Hall is a residence hall that specializes in apartment style and suite style. There's also a section inside of Levine Hall for honors students. So if you do apply to be in the honors college, you could potentially have a class here at Levine Hall, even though it's a residence hall. And that's all for the entrance. So we're going to move on to stop 2, which Tassan is going to cover.
Thank you, Taylor. Now, next we're going to talk about here at UNC Charlotte our academics. Of course, at UNC Charlotte, we do offer a vast amounts of different classes for students to enjoy going through their different majors and minors. For myself, I am majoring in psychology, and I love my major. I've been doing it for this is my second year doing it as a transfer senior, so I'm getting ready to graduate. But along with academics here at UNC Charlotte, the like stated earlier, the class size that is usually around for students is 35, and the student to faculty ratio is 19-1. So that's very nice, because like stated earlier, we are a large campus. We do have over 30,000 students. So just to have that small number of students in the classroom is really nice. That means that you get more of a feel of a small classroom on a big campus. I know for myself, like in this picture right here, this is more hands-on. So that small classroom feel can be very nice for students to enjoy, as well as your professors. They do have office hours for students to go to. So for these office hours, these are for students to go and talk to their professors about their grades for their course, any assignments or quizzes, or just ask any questions in general about a course or anything actually work related for their specific major, or just about anything in general. These are required by professors, and I do tell you to please go to these office hours so you can create a bond with your professors, not only in the classroom but out of the classroom as well. I have actually created bonds with my professors. I have some of my professors' numbers that I will text, and I actually got a job because of one of my professors at UNC Charlotte. So it's just about creating those bonds and going to speak with your professors, not only like I said in the classroom but outside of the classroom as well. They're here to help you succeed, and I really do believe in that. So next, we'll talk about student resources here at UNC Charlotte.
Okay, I'm going to cover the student resources. So this building right here is the Colvard building. It's actually a big building that's split into 2 different sides. Inside the first half or the second half of the Colvard building is the University College Center, which is also home to the University College Advising. This is the Advising Center right here. That it has a whole bunch of resources for you to use if you are still kind of trying to decide what you want to do. You maybe need a little bit of guidance. This is the place that you would go for that. And it's also conveniently located next to the University Center for Academic Excellence, which is a free tutoring center for students to attend. They have peer tutoring, they have tutoring group sessions, even ones close to finals, which is super convenient. This building right here is our library. It looks really big from the back, but as you can see, it has a little tower attachment, which makes it 10 floors with over 2 million resources for students to use, such as books, videos, in-hand pieces or anything. There's also rotating collections on the 10th floor, which has a ton of different historical things that you can't find everywhere, which is super cool. Inside of our library, it's not just for books, it's also a place where people go to study. It's a place where people go to have a snack, chill out, just really, do group work. As you can see in this picture, a lot of people are doing group work, sitting together. The library is a great place to get work done on campus. And right next to the library is the Center for not Center for Academic Excellence, it's the Career Center. This is the Career Center. So if, again, you're still kind of trying to decide what you want to do, the Career Center offers different career testing. They also have different workshops for your resume, for working different Zoom interviews and anything like that. Anything career-wise, this is the place to go. And they also run our campus job website, which is called Hire a Niner. So if you're looking to get a job or looking to have a new opportunity career-wise, the Career Center is the place to go for that. And as you can see, this is just another event that the Career Center puts on. It's a job and internship fair, and sometimes they do job and career internship fairs specified for your specific major. So it's a great resource and a great thing to go to when you're looking for something new to do. And in the building next to it, the Cone building, is Niner Central. Niner Central is kind of like a one-stop shop for everything that you could have any questions about. If you need your transcript sent, you can go here. If you have any questions about financial aid, you can come here. It's a one-stop shop for everything, and they'll really help you with anything that you really have questions about on campus. And those are a few of our student resources. Next, we're going to move on to student life, and Tassan is going to cover that.
Yes, so here at UNC Charlotte, is a very diverse campus. You'll see a lot of different backgrounds from different students of all different races and genders and etc. We are very, like I stated earlier, we are very diverse, and with those very diverse students, we do have a lot of different student life on campus. So as you can see in this picture right here, this is actually a picture of our in international festival. So with this festival, it's basically where different cultures get together and they set up different booths and tables, and they actually set up well, those tables and booths are for students, and even the Charlotte area, they can come as well for free. They can come enjoy different types of food from different cultures. They can buy different apparel, bracelets, and stuff like that. I actually went last year and I got my mom a necklace from Brazil, and I got myself actually some good old fried jerk chicken. I'm sorry, it was really good. But this is where different cultures get together and have a good time and to spread their heritage to other students in the surrounding area as well. The next picture, as you can see, this is some of our fraternities and sororities. I saw a question in the chat earlier, and yes, we actually do have fraternities and sororities here at UNC Charlotte. We do have a lot of different. I'm not sure the number, but we do have a lot of different fraternities and sororities for students to enjoy. Now, if a fraternity or sorority is not what you're looking for, we do have over 400 more different groups on campus that are here for students to utilize. Or if you don't see one that is right for you, then you and 7 other friends can start your own as well. Next, here at UNC Charlotte, we are really big on sports. We are Division I Conference USA. We have 18 teams here at UNC Charlotte. And this picture right here, you see basketball. And next picture, I believe, is going to be football. We are very competitive. I know this week, UNC Charlotte, we do have a game in football. And soccer, we're really good in soccer. I believe last year we got to the second or third round of the NCAA tournament. And as you can see right here in this picture, we do celebrate going to all to different sporting events here in UC Charlotte together and just show our Niner pride. With that, going to different sporting events here at UNC Charlotte is free. You can attend any sporting event that is held on campus. for free. All you have to do is take your student ID card and they will scan it at the gate, and you actually you can actually win different prizes like different shirts. And I know I won a toboggan last year, and they give away different things for a lot of different sports games. And not only sports, but we do have a lot of lot more different things to do on campus. As you can see in this picture, this is actually Holy Moly. This is held every year by CAB. CAB is short for our Campus Activity Boards. So they hold different events just every semester, every year. It feels like, just to show off our Niner pride and get students uh, uh, involved on campus.
Thank you, Tucson. Now we're going to talk about the University Recreation Center, or UREC for short. This got finished, I think, in the early 2020, I believe, in January. So it's brand new. It just opened and everybody is so excited about it. It's one of the gems of UNC Charlotte, in my opinion. So this is what it looks like to enter. It's a huge building. I believe it has 5 floors of just open space for you to work out. There's a big pool. There's an indoor pool and an outdoor pool, which is really awesome. There's also a playground, which they call it, which you can kind of just have like a free range of different calisthenics and different things that you can do to exercise your body. A lot of people come here and just do like group workouts, or they work with any of the equipment that's available. And all of this is free with their UNC Charlotte ID. And you can also bring people along as well if you would like to, as long as they use their guest pass. This is our floating track. It's an indoor track, so you can really run as much as you want around in this. It's also inclined and it also declines as well. So it's a great way to get some exercise. And these are our bikes. This is from a room where they do like group fitness. So group fitness is a big fitness thing for us at UNC Charlotte as well. There are so many different classes that you can take. There's twerk and tone, cycling, there's ABC, which stands for abs, back, and core. So there's really something for everyone depending on what you want to work out. And this is a view from the back of the building. It looks a lot bigger this way too. So as you can see, the 5 floors. And then there's also separate areas that you can work out at outside of the UREC building. This is the calisthenics space that they had just recently created for us, which is cool. I don't personally know how to use it, but if you do, I'm sure it's really fun to use. And this is just one of our Niner guides showing her Niner spirit at the UREC Center. Next, we're going to move on to talk about the student union as well, and Tucson is going to cover this.
Yes, so this is actually my favorite place on campus. This is the student union. This is actually the hub of UNC Charlotte in a sense. This is where all the different students come together. They come here to relax. They come here to study. They come here to go to different places to eat, such as Bojangles and Wendy's and our Crown Commons. And also, just to spend time with their fellow Niners. So as you can see in the next picture, this is actually where you can actually purchase your textbooks at UNC Charlotte as well. So we do have our Barnes & Noble bookstore here in our student union. It's 2 floors. The bottom floor is actually where you purchase your textbooks and your things for your classes that you do need. We actually do price match online with Amazon. So if you see a price that's lower for one of your books for your course, I know for myself, I do price match with Amazon a lot because we are in college and we are trying to save as much money as possible. But we will fulfill that need, and we will see that price is lower on Amazon, and we will match it for you here at UNC Charlotte. And as you can see in this picture right here, it's actually where they sell different apparel, so you can shop your Niner pride as well while you're attending UNC Charlotte. Next in our student union, we do have our, this is Norm's Lounge. So Norm's Lounge is just another place to relax. As you can see, there are different pool tables and TVs set up. There's actually a stage on the end of it. You can't see it in this picture, but there's a stage set up. So different performances come on campus. I know there was a choir that came on campus last year, as well as a magician came on campus last year and performed as well in Norm's Lounge. So this is just a place to relax with your fellow students as well. The next picture, we do have, I believe the next picture is Union Station. I'm not sure, but Union Station is actually, I'm sorry, this is Niner Tech. So Niner Tech, this is actually where you purchase any of your technology needs that you do need for this semester or your this school year, such as your laptops, computers, tablets, or phone chargers, or anything to have to do with technology. This is where you would purchase that material. The next picture, this is our hair salon on campus. The hair salon is that these are professionals. These are not students. These are licensed professionals. So if you do need to go get your hair done, then this is your opportunity to go get your hair done. The next picture, I believe the next picture is Union Station. So Union Station is actually, it has a lot of different things in our Union Station. However, the most important is you can get a passport here. I know for myself, I got my passport here. So if I do want to travel the country, then this is where you would get your passport, or I can. This is where I actually got mine. It's actually quicker to get your passport here because you are a student and you don't have to go through your mail service at back home or wherever you live at. Next picture, we do have Market on Craver. So Market on Craver is really nice. It's like a one quick stop, a little store you can go to and get a lot of different resources such as toilet paper, napkins, a box of noodles, anything like that you would think of whenever you go to a little grocery store. Then this is it right here. Next to it, we do have a movie theater. Yes, here in UC Charlotte, we do have a movie theater that does play new movies and older movies. Um, it is actually free for students to enjoy. So all you have to do, like for anything else, is take your student ID and they will scan it, and you will get watch a movie for free. Or if you do have a guest or visitor, then they will pay $2. So like I said earlier, they do play new movies and older movies, so you can't beat that, a free movie while attending UNC Charlotte on the weekend. And one of the best things here in UC Charlotte is the different variety of foods. So as you can see in this picture right here, we do have Starbucks, we do have Bojangles, Chick-fil-A, Mama Leon's, Einstein Bagels, just to name a few of the many places to go eat on campus. We do have three different types of meal swipes, as you would say. The first is our DB. So the first is DB is short for declining balance. So declining balance is actually kind of like you have your student ID card, and you have a set number of money on that card every semester, and you can take it to those areas such as Bojangles, Wendy's, any like fast food areas um, on campus. And then actually every semester that does renew. So you can take, like for me, I did have $300 last semester, and I used all that in the first semester. So I got $300 more in the next semester. The next one is our meal swipes. We do have two different cafeteria style places to eat on campus. One is actually in a student union, and another one is in the South Village. So this is more of your you can go there and sit all day and eat all day. It's a buffet type area. They do have breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, so you can go in there and study and eat as well all day if you want to. And the last one is our 49er account. So our 49er account is set up basically like DB, but you can purchase more things on campus with your 49er account. And that really sums up the hub of UNC Charlotte in a sense, the student union. And next we will talk about some different things with Kayla.
All right, and for this stop, we're going to talk about housing. So housing at UNC Charlotte, we have three different types that are available to students. We have traditional, which is kind of like your traditional college tower style. You would usually have a roommate, share a bathroom with the rest of the hallmates that you live within your building. And then there's suite style, which is similar to apartment style. However, you don't get a kitchen, you don't get your washer and dryer in your unit, but you do have the opportunity to have your own separate room and your own bathroom that you would share with your suite mates as well. And it's usually about 3 to 4 to 2 people living inside of your suite. And we also have apartment style as well, which is almost similar to like the style of an apartment. You get your own washer and dryer in unit. You usually have 2 bathrooms instead of 1, so that you only have to share it with one person. And then you also get a kitchen too. So as you can see, there's a lot of different decorations that students like to add to their space. And this space is really nice for decorating as well. We also do have a lot of different options for transportation on campus too, because sometimes getting from point A to point B on campus can be a little challenging when you have to walk, or if it's raining, or any other barrier that might prevent you from going to class. Niner Transit is one of my favorite transportation modes to use on campus. It's a busing system. It's like UNC Charlotte's own little bus route. All of the information is available on an app that is shown, and you can, you can use the app to kind of navigate where you're going, how long it's going to take you to get from point A to B, and also show you how many different routes are available at that time. Next is our bike system, which is called Charlotte Wheels. All you have to do is sign up on an app and sign into the app, and then you get to check out a bike. There's several bike locations located all over campus for students to use and to kind of rent out a bike. We also have recently implemented the electronic scooters, which is really cool and trendy as well, and those kind of work the same way. And this is one of our parking decks. Parking is not free for students. You do have to pay for a parking pass, and there are certain spots where people can park on campus. So if you have a student pass, you can only park in student parking. If you have a faculty pass, and you can park in faculty, but parking is free on the weekend. So if you want to invite your parents over for a football game or have some friends come visit you, then that's always an option as well. And another way for us to get around is the light rail, which we all love and enjoy. It takes you from UNC Charlotte's campus directly to Uptown Charlotte. There's so many different awesome stops on the way, and it's such a good way to get to know the Charlotte area if you're new. I'm an out-of-state student, so I'm not used to living in North Carolina. Or when I was a freshman, I wasn't used to living here and used to living in Charlotte, but being on the light rail and taking the light rail really kind of connected the dots for me about how to get around, the different food places that are available, the different sites to see, and things like that. And it is also free with your student account. So next, we're going to go to our last stop, where me and Tassan are going to talk a little bit about our decision to choose UNC Charlotte. So I'll let Tassan go first.
Yes, thank you so much, Kayla. And I saw a question in the chat. Yes, freshmen are allowed to have their cars on campus. So freshmen can't have their cars on campus. But I chose UNC Charlotte because I wanted something very diverse. I come from a very small town, and it's not very diverse here. But when I first toured UNC Charlotte as a junior, in my junior year in high school, I saw it was very welcoming, and it's very, very different from other campuses that I have went to. And it was very diverse with a different perspective of students, and the staff here at UNC Charlotte. And that's one big reason why I chose to come to UNC Charlotte, was that there's very diverse platform.
Thank you, Tassan. One of the reasons why I chose to come to UNC Charlotte was just the location in general. My hometown is probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So when I picked a college, I wanted to go somewhere where I knew I could kind of spread my wings in a sense and, make my own mark on wherever I was, away from, my hometown, just get a new experience. And UNC Charlotte was the perfect place for me to do that, I felt. There's so much to do in the Charlotte area, not just out in the Charlotte area, but also on campus too. There's so many different events they plan for us to do. There's never really a dull moment on UNC Charlotte's campus. There's always an event to go to. There's always somewhere new to eat, something new to try. And I feel like this is just the perfect spot to kind of get to know yourself for who you are, meet new people because of how diverse UNC Charlotte is. It's the perfect place for getting to know new cultures, new walks of life. It's just all around a great place to be. And I'm so happy that I chose to come here for my 4 years.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Kayla and Tassan. And we are also so happy that you all chose to join us at UNC Charlotte. I think you all really have made a huge mark on the campus, and just being able to hear from your experiences and learn more about the words of wisdom that you can impart on our future 49ers it's just a wonderful experience all around. So Thank you all again. We do want to transition now into our student panel portion. So in this last 10 minutes, I do want to open up the floor for any questions that you all might have for our students or myself before we close out today. So Abby is on now. So feel free to also, Abby, if you'd like to introduce yourself, maybe just say your name and major and where you're from. And then we'll go ahead and start answering some questions for you all.
Okay, great. My name's Abby. I am a junior majoring in exercise science, and I'm from Cornelius, North Carolina.
All right, and thanks for being here, Abby. So we did have a couple of questions that came in the chat. Whoever would like to take them, feel free. So the first question, I know we touched on this briefly. Are freshmen allowed to have their cars on campus?
I can answer that. Yes, like I stated earlier, freshmen are allowed to have their cars on campus. All you have to do is pay that parking pass, pay that amount or for the school year or for the semester or for however long you will have your car on campus. And also, if you do live off campus, then you will have your own specific lot to park in, differing from students who do live on campus.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Tassan. We also have another question that came in. How did you all decide on your roommates? Like, what's the roommate selection process like?
I can answer this question. So, when you are applying for housing, at the end of the application for housing, there is a section available where you can add in people that you would like to room with your freshman, sophomore, whatever year you're going into. If you don't necessarily have somebody coming to UNC Charlotte with you that you'd like to room with, you can go on to different Facebook pages of like rising freshmen or class of what would it be 2024 or whatever class that you're coming into, and you can kind of find people that you might match with. And if you don't want to do that and you'd like it to be random and kind of see who you get to meet and like grow with your 4 years, you can kind of do a matching process through that website, and they ask you a few different questions to try to match you with the best possible person to be your roommate.
All right, thanks, Abby. And we addressed this question earlier, but Kayla or Abby, are you all in a sorority?
I'm not.
I am, yes.
Okay. Well, Abby, if you just could briefly touch on just your experience in a sorority and kind of what you feel like the benefits were for you.
Yeah, so I think sorority life or fraternity life or whatever at UNC Charlotte, Greek life in general, it's a little bit different. We have diversified sororities, Panhellenic sororities. I think there's like independent sororities, so it might be like for specific religion or something other than like a community service based sorority. And being in that, not only getting like to meet a bunch of people, which you typically think of, there's a bunch of leadership opportunities. You really learn how to manage your time, balancing the responsibilities of being in a sorority plus doing school and everything else you do. And then that community service aspect as well, volunteering in the community and getting to meet with a bunch of different people.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. So we had a couple more questions that came in, and they're pretty similar. So how is the campus life different due to COVID? And just briefly touch on what your experience has been like during the pandemic and being on campus.
Well, really, the campus life right now is kind of dull, I guess. I went on campus today to get the free COVID test that they had. They've been doing a lot to like make sure that students are getting tested. They have their flu shots and stuff like that. And it was very, very, like not a lot of people around, but it's so different from how campus usually looks normally. It's usually a ton of people on campus.
Oh, Kayla, looks like we lost you.
I can pick up if you would like me
Okay,
to.
yeah, Tassan, if you want to hop on in, that's fine.
Yes, but I'll kind of go along what Kayla was saying. To finish it off, here at UNC Charlotte, it's very different right now. It's very, like she said, kind of more dull, kind of more calm on campus, just because of the COVID restrictions and everything like that. I'm currently at home doing my online work, but I actually recently went to Charlotte for a couple of days with a couple of friends. And it was then you could tell it was very different. Usually on campus is a lot of different people, a lot of different backgrounds, all going to their classes or going to their different organizations, their meetings or events or anything like that. And I know right now it's very different, but we will make it and get through this.
Abby, did you have something to add to that?
Yeah, can you guys hear me? I couldn't tell if it was working.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So I actually live in an apartment not too far from campus, and I still am able to go on to campus. Of course, there are like mask regulations and mandates and things like that on campus, but you can still go on campus and use the library and study. It's kind of quieter than normal, which is nice if you prefer that quieter space to study. You can still utilize the UREC, the gym center on campus. You just go in there wearing a mask, but you just swipe in the same way. They are doing extra cleaning and kind of like sanitary regulations. They close the gym in the middle of the day for a certain amount of time so they can clean and do those additional precautions. It is a little quieter, like they had mentioned, but you can still go on campus and have a good time if you like to do that.
All right, that's good to know. So it looks like we're winding down on time right now. So I do want to ask this last question to you all, and that is, can you talk about your transition from high school to college, and just any words of wisdom or advice that you would want to impart on our students who are braving the COVID pandemic right now and kind of figuring out what life in college is going to be like. So just about your experience transitioning.
Yeah. So my little words of wisdom, I guess, I would say to connect here at UNC Charlotte. There are a lot of different professors, a lot of different staff. Just overall here at UNC Charlotte, they want to see you succeed. They want to see you do great, not only in the classroom, but as well as in your career. I know for myself, I want to one day help secondary students that are in high school, middle school. I want to help those students learn how to be leaders, and I've actually learned so much from my past professors, from my current classes and classes from the past, just about how to do so and what are the right ways, and how to lead in how to lead in the right direction. But just going back to connections, just make those right connections, those positive connections with your professors and with your other students here at UNC Charlotte, so you can succeed in the future.
My words of wisdom would just be to, like Tassan said, to get connected or get involved, and then to learn to manage your time while you are being involved. Sometimes I feel like there is a way to get too overly involved and not be able to manage your time with that extra load from school. And then besides managing your time and getting involved and doing your school, just to have fun, because it is like what everybody says, the best 4 years of your life.
All right, wonderful. I hate we miss Kayla, but I just want to thank you, Abby and Tassan, for being here this evening and sharing your time with us, as well as all of our students who tune in this evening. I understand that Zoom burnout is a real thing, so it means a lot that we were able to get this information out to you all. And again, if you have any questions moving forward, please feel free to contact us at any time at admissions@uncc.edu. If you wanted to ask for me specifically, you can feel free to do that. Again, my name is Kimberly, and I work in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. Thank you all. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions. And thank you for just being so engaged. And we look forward to welcoming you on campus soon in the future. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.